Hey everybody, we are going to talk about Social Security today. We are going to talk about how much the average person gets from Social Security, how much you can expect to increase in 2025, and a few more things. Before we jump in, please take a minute and check out the link you see on your screen, fool.com/Frankel. Get a message from my sponsor, The Motley Fool. It's the best way to support this work I'm doing on YouTube. Again, fool.com/Frankel, and be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to talk about the average Social Security beneficiary and what they get. All right, so here's just kind of an overview. There are about 72.8 million Americans that get payments from Social Security every month. Now, that's not all retired workers. This consists of retired workers, spouses of retired workers, children of retired workers, survivors, including widows, widowers, and children of retired workers, as well as disabled workers. That 72.8 million figure includes both Social Security disability programs, SSDI and SSI. So all of those have very different average benefits. So it's kind of not fair to lump them all into one, but if we look at that group as a whole, the average Social Security benefit as of October 2024, which is the latest available data, is right around $1,787 per month. But like I said, this can vary dramatically based on what type of beneficiary you're talking about. Generally speaking, retired workers get the most money, followed by survivors, because in a lot of cases, survivors take over the retired workers' benefit if they pass away. And spousal benefits, by definition, are lower. We'll get to that in a second. So let's just look at retired workers. So the average retired worker on Social Security, whether it's about 51 million of them, so it's about 2/3 of the total, gets about $1,924 per month. It works out to right around $23,100 per year for the average retired worker. And of course, this is just an average. This includes people who claimed Social Security before or after their full retirement age. It includes people who may have been high earners their entire career. It includes people who just, worked for 10 or 11 years to be able to just be eligible for a benefit, but that's about it. So a big spectrum of people in there, but that is the average. And it's worth noting that about 63% of retired workers have reduced benefits because they claimed before full retirement age. I found that kind of surprising the first time I heard it, so maybe you did too. But that is factored into that average as well. The average person who waits until full retirement age to get Social Security gets significantly more than that. So here's the other types of beneficiaries, and we'll kind of go through these one by one real quick. So spousal benefits, by definition, if you're a spouse of a retired worker and you are not eligible for your own benefit, or your own Social Security benefit would be very low, you can get a spousal benefit based on the higher earner's work. This comes up a lot of times in situations where one spouse was a stay-at-home parent, for example. If one spouse just kind of, worked very little, and for one reason or another. There are almost 2 million of these beneficiaries out there. My own mother is expecting a spousal benefit when she claims Social Security in a year or so. And the average is, as you might expect, roughly half of what the average retired worker gets. And the reason for that, and the reason I say you might expect that, is because by definition, a spousal benefit can be up to half of the primary earner's benefit. So if the primary earner gets $2,000 a month, the most a spousal benefit can be is $1,000 per month. So children of retired workers, a lot of people are surprised to see that on there, don't realize children are eligible for benefits. And that is true in the case if you are 62 or older and claim Social Security and still have minor children that you provide the primary support for, those children can get a Social Security benefit as well. Not terribly common. Most people who are 62 or older don't have young children, but some do. And there are about 700,000 children of retired workers who are still alive. These aren't survivors' benefits, who get Social Security. A big category is non-disabled widowers. This is survivors' benefits in the case where one spouse dies and the other one essentially takes over their benefit, which is why this benefit, on average $1,786 per month, is very close to the average retired worker's benefit. And it's for that reason. It's because when the retired worker dies, their spouse can essentially take over their retirement benefit. Children of deceased workers, um, if a parent dies when they still have young children, their children can be eligible for Social Security benefits until they're adults. And the average paid out is about $1,100 per month in those cases. And finally, last but certainly not least, Social Security disability. There are a little over 8.3 million people who get Social Security disability payments. That is based on their work record. And their average payment, this is not SSI, this is Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, is $1,404 per month. And again, that depends on the person's work record and can be significantly higher or lower than that amount. So those are the overall averages. One thing to know is that there will be a cost of living adjustment beginning with the payment you receive in January 2025, and the cost of living adjustment is lower than it has been in most recent years. It's 2.5%. And if we apply that to the overall average, then the average retired worker's benefit should rise to about $1,972 per month. So that is a rundown of all the averages. All the other average benefits on the chart on the previous screen, the spousal benefits, survivors benefits, children's benefits, etc., will also rise by that 2.5%. Technically, that goes into effect in December 2024, but Social Security is paid 1 month in arrears, meaning that the payment you receive in January 2025 is going to be December's payment. So that's when you'll first see this reflected in the money that is deposited into your account in most cases. Some people still get paper checks. But hopefully you found that informative. Please leave me any questions you might have, and be sure to click subscribe to my channel if you don't already. I'll be back with some more Social Security content very, very shortly. I already have 2 or 3 more videos on my agenda, so be sure to check those out when they are posted. Should be in the next few days. And there's a playlist on my channel actually called Social Security Knowledge Center. If you want to learn more about Social Security averages, how benefits are paid, and all kinds of different things. So please take a look at that as well. Thanks. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from the popular product Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by nearly 5 times. So go to fool.com/Frankel to get your 10 stock picks now. The Motley Fool Stock Advisor returns are 767% as of July 5th, 2024, and are measured against the S&P 500 returns of 163% as of July 5th, 2024.